My name is James. Welcome to Story Corner, presented by the grade 4 class at Colonel John Stuart Elementary School. Today we are bringing these stories from the imagination of students in our class. And now sit back, relax, and get ready for
The Pointless Trip,
The Catch by the Dumpster,
Goth House,
Bob the Dog,
Bully,
and a octopus.
My name is Max. The title of my story is The Pointless Trip. Once there was a house on a hill that came from World War I. It had rotting wood, holes everywhere, and the roof was half showing. It smelt like an abandoned farm. Vines were growing on top of the roof. It was infested. The fence around the house was rusted. It was evolving every day. And every day it got older and older and older. The wood went darker every day. But one day, the house's right side fell off. Until one day, a person named Tanner James came to discover the mysteries of a town called Tinty. And the house on the hill was number 1 on his list. This was his second experience hunting the paranormal. Because of that hunting paranormal thing, he worked for a lab called the OCL. He messed up one of the lab's experiments, and that's why he's kind of in this predicament right now. Because of that, now he has to go on this unfortunate adventure. So he headed on through streets, highways, and even subways. Obviously, he had spare water bottles and food on hand to take himself on this journey. Because of that, after all that travel, he was too tired to do all that work until finally he quit his job and he found out that there was no paranormal. Ever since then, he lived a grumpier life than ever. The end.
My name is Suris, and my story is called The Catch by the Dumpster. Once there was a boy named Alexander and had short brown hair, a bit shy, and wears his warm red jacket, but also was selling disgusting, moldy, squishy apples. And every day he would try to find people so they might buy his moldy apples, but nobody wanted to buy his apples. Until one day he was walking near some people's houses and saw 3 black scratched hats near a dumpster and started to chase him with a loud hiss. Because of that, he started to run as fast as he can. Because of that, some of his moldy apples fell. Because of that, he now has less apples now. Until finally he can't hear the cats hissing at him anymore and turned around to see there was no cat. Ever since then, and he decided to never go next to the houses where the dumpster was ever again. The end.
My name is Tommy, and this is my story called Goth House. Once there's a house. This house is old. It's from the 1600s, and ever since then the house was infested with black cockroaches, and when you step on the floor, it creaked like an old man, and you would see the paint on the walls were peeling. It was filled with black-haired young Goths. And every day, the Goths would take a 2-mile dirty walk to the smelly old cemetery to reincarnate the royal Goth queen that helped them find their inner Goth. Until one day, they actually revived the glorious, most loved, beautiful Goth queen. Because of that, they praised the Goth queen with food, presents, and more. Because of that, the queen was flattered, but the food was poisoned because the manufacturer hated the Goth queen. Because of that, she ate poisoned bad food until finally she died of old age and food poisoning. And ever since then, they went back to reincarnating the Goth queen. The end.
My name is Sydney, and my story is called Bob the Dog. Once there was a dog named Bob. He was a German shepherd, and he loved his toy monster named Spiny. He had a very long tail, and he was a very good trained dog.
And every day he would go outside to see the neighbor's dog, and they played together, and the neighbor's dog was named Carrie. Until one day, Bob the dog went outside, and he didn't see Carrie because Carrie never went outside to play anymore. Because of that, Bob the dog got so sad, and he went outside and started crying because Carrie was his best friend, and Bob met Carrie 3 years ago. Because of that, Bob the dog only went outside to go in his doghouse and lay down and to do his stuff. Because of that, Bob the dog got very fat because he wasn't running around anymore. Until finally, one time Bob the dog went outside and he saw Carrie, and he went to go see her, and they started playing again, and Bob the dog was so happy. Ever since then, they kept playing all day, and they had so much fun, and they kept being best friends forever. The end.
My name is Gavin, and my story is called Bullies. Once there was a boy named Gavin, and every day Gavin went to school and he was getting bullied. Until one day the bully stopped and bullied someone else, and his name is Lucas. Because of that, Gavin was wondering, why are the bullies being mean to Lucas and not me? Because of that, I asked the bullies, why are you bullying Lucas? Because of that, the bullies said because Lucas is new to the school, so we are bullying him. Until finally, the bullies stopped. So Gavin asked the bullies, why did you stop? Because we learned that being bullies was mean. Ever since then, there have been no more bullies. The end.
My name is Elias, and my story is called A Octopus. Once there was an octopus named Jerry, and he only had 5 tentacles, and he swam around every day. And every day, he was sad because his tank was small, and he had nobody to play with. Until one day, he was too big and he was only able to stand still in his tank. Because of that, he got sad and lonely and even more blue until he was fully blue. Because of that, his owner started to take notice. Because of that, they bought him something for Christmas. Until finally, Christmas came around, and he got a new huge tank, and he got a new octopus friend with only 6 tentacles. Ever since then, Jerry was really happy swimming around with his new best friend in his new huge tank. The end.
You've been listening to stories created by students in Miss MacDonald's and Miss Hazelwood's grade 4 class at Colonel John Stuart Elementary School, written and recorded during our story workshop in March of 2021.
This is a Halifax Regional Arts production.